What's up, gamers? Welcome to the show where I keep you guys updated on the latest in gaming news. But before we get into today's gaming news, let's take a look at today's clip of the day. Clip of the day. Alright guys, we've got our first community submitted clip for today, and we're on board with British, and he's about to play a heist with his mate, and his mate decides he's going to throw a C4 at his car and sort of fuck him over a little bit, but instead he ends up killing himself. Classic. So yeah, that was our clip of the day for today. And remember guys, if you have any clips that you want to see on the clip of the day at the start of the show, then you can submit me your clips through Twitter or through YouTube. Just send me the link to your clip and I'll check it out, and then it'll be on the clip of the day. So if you've got any clips, make sure you submit them to me so you can be on the clip of the day. But now let's get on to our first news report of today's show. And our first news report for the day is about a new console that's coming pretty soon to the market. And it's not a console which is going to be playing the latest new games, but it's actually going to be doing the exact opposite. The console's being called the Retro VGS, and it's going to be a cartridge-based console within the shell of the old Atari Jaguar. The console was revealed a couple of weeks ago, however it's recently popped up again because it's actually starting to get a lot of notice and it's starting to get a lot of people talking. Basically, this new console is being developed with the aim to play all the classic original 16-bit retro games, as well as a whole bunch of ports of popular retro style games that we have on our mobiles and current gen consoles today. But the main selling point for this is that all these games are going to be released through cartridges instead of discs. So basically the developers' aim for this is to bring back the classic culture of video games and are pretty much relying on the nostalgic factor to bring this thing sales. The console itself is in a relatively early stage of development, and the developer Mike Kennedy is looking to bring this thing to the Kickstarter program later this year. But if you guys want to check out some more information on the Retro VGS and some more screenshots, then I'll leave that information in the description below. But moving on to our next piece of gaming news, and last week I reported on the next Need for Speed being released, and I honestly didn't think we'd be getting any more information about the game until E3. But yesterday the developers answered a whole bunch of questions over Twitter about the game. Some of the more interesting things that we learnt were that the game is in fact just going to be called Need for Speed, and it's not going to be called Underground 3 or Rivals 2 or anything like that, but it's going to have a lot of stuff in it that made the Underground series great. So if anything, it seems like it's going to be pretty similar to the Underground series than any other series that we've seen from Need for Speed. We also learnt that the game's going to be available through Origin rather than Steam on the PC, which was pretty obvious was going to happen because it's an EA published title. And finally, the most interesting thing that we found out is that the game's going to be running on the same version of the Frostbite engine as Battlefront's going to be running on, which is telling us that the graphics aspect for this game is going to be pretty impressive. So yeah, we ended up with a little bit more information about the game before E3, which was pretty surprising. But now to our final piece of gaming news for today, and it's about Bloodborne, because today a patch for the game was released. The patch basically fixes a whole bunch of bugs and also gives a bunch of nerfs and buffs to enemies and a few different attacks. The patch is about 300 megabytes and is out right now, so the next time you fire up Bloodborne, you're more than likely going to have this patch. If you want to check out exactly what's been changed in this update, then the full patch notes will be linked in the description below. But anyway guys, that's going to be it for today's gaming news. A little bit of a slow news day, but I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like button, and also don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well. You can follow me there if you want to know what I'm up to on a day-to-day basis, and if you want to know exactly when the next video is going to be coming out. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video. And a lot of people are actually pretty concerned that EA really isn't up to standard of graphics that other games are pushing out on these new consoles. It almost seems to me that EA sort of knows that they really don't have that much competition with the NFL series, so it seems as if they almost